And no. And good evening. Welcome to the movie show. I'm Daniel.
I'm Sherry.
I'm Josh.
And tonight we're reviewing a late review of World's End.
Hi.
Directed by Edgar Wright, written by Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright. Also starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Martin Freeman, Rosamund Pike, Tom Hope, and other people. Mm-hmm. Alright, Josh, what's a quick, rough summary of the movie?
Okay, pretty much in the year 1990.
The year of our Lord, 1990.
Pretty much, what's his name?
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, Simon Pegg.
Nick King. Yeah.
Named Gary King. Pretty much, it's him and four other people. Mm-hmm. They're best friends in high school, and on the day of their graduation from high school, or what is it? I forgot what they call it over in Europe.
It's a graduation.
But
we're in America.
Pretty much they graduate, and they come from a town called New Haven, and in New Haven there's 10 or 12. There's 12 pubs, and pretty much to celebrate the beginning of their new lives, they decided to do what they call the Golden Mile, which is drink a pint at every pub until they reach the last pub, which is called the World's End. And on that night, they only made it, I think, to like 5 or 6, and then they gave up, and then pretty much Edgar Wright or Gary King pretty much has like the epiphany, like, oh, it's gonna be like a great start to my life and all that. Like, pretty much that was his moment of, I guess, like his peak. Like, he thought that pretty much like it would never get better than this, and pretty much he was right. He never went anywhere with his life, and all his friends end up moving on with their lives, and most of them are successful. Well, all of them are successful. He's the one that isn't. And he comes up with the great scheme of getting them back together to try the Golden Mile again. But when they go back to New Haven, things aren't as what they seem.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much. I think they show it in the trailer too. I'm not sure. But either way, though, what did you guys think about the movie?
I thought it was a pretty good movie, actually. I wasn't expecting very much from it, but it surprised me. I liked it.
I always like their movies. I think they're pretty good. I just didn't really care for the ending.
Yeah. I agree with it.
Yeah, I agree too. Like, the movie is pretty good. It had its funny moments and stuff. And, I don't know, the ending, I guess I could have changed it up a little bit, but yeah, like, other than the ending, I think everything else was good overall. I was trying to think of if there was any, like, big songs that they used in the movie, because I was thinking of, like, Shaun of the Dead, how it had songs, like, certain songs in there that were pretty, like, famous. And they only had, like the 290 songs, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really have any, I guess, like, good songs. Well, they didn't really have any big songs, usually.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because, so, I guess, what did you guys like about the acting in the film?
What did we what?
What do you guys like about the acting in the film?
I liked that it was good. I don't know. Like, kind of it. I don't know. I liked that it was good. You can't say, what do you like about it? You're supposed to say, what did you think?
So what did you think about the acting in the film?
So what did you like about the acting?
Whatever. Unusual.
I thought the acting was pretty good. I like, what's his face? The guy that plays, is it Peter? I think?
The one that was in competition with him?
No.
Oh, the little one, the young one. Yeah, Peter.
Was it?
Peter, whatever. Yeah, he was the young one of the group. They called him the baby.
Yeah. What's his name?
I don't know his name, but he was like a main character.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Eddie Morrison.
Yeah, Peter Page.
Eddie played by Eddie Morrison. Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah. I think he's a good actor because the funny thing is, though, is that I've been watching that show, Ray Donovan, and he's in the show, and it's like a completely different character from the one that he plays in this film, so that's why I thought it was pretty funny.
There was some funny parts with his character too, because he's not really a fighter in the film. Like his character, he was like picked on when he was younger and stuff. So yeah, but is that it for the acting portion? I guess as far as. Oh, I was also going to say that I thought Simon Pegg was really funny as what's his name, as Gary King, and then Nick Frost. His character was funny, obviously, also. Because he plays like the uptight Andy, like who obviously has, we call it, kind of like a grudge against Gary, you know.
Yeah.
And then I like how Gary pays Nick back, or Andy, the money back that he owed him, the $600.
Yeah, by borrowing it from the other ones. You know what? I really like. His name is Nick Frost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him. I don't know. He's just a really good actor. Him and Simon Pegg both. But when they're together, it's like a whole nother level.
What did you guys think about the writing and the directing of the film?
I thought it was good. It was just the ending, like Josh said, that I had a problem with. I don't know. It's kind of.
I thought the story, well, the writing was good, but some parts kind of dragged a little. But I don't know, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because it had a lot of funny jokes in it, stuff like that, but I don't know, at times it did kind of feel like it was, I don't know, I guess it could have been cut a little tighter to make it a little more speedy, because it is like almost a 2-hour movie. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I don't recall if any of their other movies, Hot Fuzz I think was like almost 2 hours, right?
I don't know. Josh, how long was Hot Fuzz?
I don't know.
We saw it, I just don't remember.
I don't know. But either way, though, I don't know. They could have... But I guess because there's so much in the beginning, and then when they kind of start doing the pub walk or whatever.
Pub crawl.
Yeah, pub crawl. It starts kind of... I don't know, at certain parts it kind of slows down a little bit. And then... but I also like how they kind of hid the little thing with... little transformations, or I don't know, they kind of hid that away a little bit. That was kind of creative how they did it, because you kind of miss it if you're not paying attention. Well, how like the little transformations, like, you know what I mean, from that one character. But all right, well, I guess we can go into the spoilers, because obviously if you don't know, I don't know, it makes it tough to kind of describe what you like about it. But all right, so here's the spoiler alert.
Woo!
Alright, so if you haven't seen the film, this is being posted like a week after, almost 2 weeks after the film came out, so chances are you probably already have seen it. But either way, spoiler alert, so you don't want anything spoiled for you, you can take a pause, watch the film, and then come back and listen to the rest of what we thought of the film. If you don't care about spoilers, then you just keep on listening. Alright. So, what would you like to spoil first?
What's his name? Gary, I don't know. Gary King's mom isn't really dead. I was like, what the hell?
I thought that was funny.
I already knew that it was all a lie.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to figure it out.
It was, but still, I thought it was funny.
I thought the fight scenes were pretty good, except for that one fight scene in the bar with what's his face, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh yeah.
I thought that one kind of stretched a little bit too far.
Oh yeah, that was funny. But the funny part is too, I was gonna say about the bathroom fight scene, the first one. I don't know, for some reason it reminded me of the Warriors almost. I don't know why. I guess because we had watched it, or I had watched it recently, so I was like, I wonder if they thought of the movie The Warriors, because one of them hides in the bathroom stall. So yeah. I also, that was funny though about how Gary King lies to his friends that his mother had died of cancer.
Yeah.
And then he accidentally leaves his phone behind on the table.
Oh, yeah, and it says mom on it.
And then Andy comes into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's what I think is funny, though, is that, what's his face, Edgar, Wright, his character is so unsuccessful. Like, he has like a very old cell phone. Everyone else has like
Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, Simon Pegg. I don't know why.
I was like, what?
Simon Pegg has like that really old like first generation Nokia phone, and then everyone else has like iPhones. That was funny.
No, but I like that part when Andy comes into the bathroom and he's yelling at Gary, and Gary's trying to explain to him what happened. He's like, "Oh, look," and then he's like, Don't change the subject." He's like, "I talked to your mother," and then was it Beyond the Grave or something like that?
Yeah, it was from fucking whatever. I don't.
Wherever she lived.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so yeah, it was funny. And then they kind of noticed like the body on the ground. They're like, "What the?" Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I guess I thought that was funny though. And then it's kind of jumping ahead, but I just wanted to say the other part that I liked was the Peter character. He's picked on by a bully when he was in high school, and they're out there in the forest like running away, and Peter runs into his bully. And his bully's like, "Oh, like I'm so like embarrassed, about what happened. Let's be friends or whatever." And then you think the bully's gonna get Peter, like he's tricking him. Then all of a sudden, when the three guys like come back for him, you see Peter like beating the crap out of the thing.
That was funny. Yeah, he was on top of him, and he was like, "Eh."
No, and then he goes against the branch like, "Ah."
Yeah. That's funny.
And then, but anyways, okay. I also like the scene where. Because whose sister was it? Was it? It wasn't Oliver. It was.
Oh yeah, the Big O. That was his nickname, the Big O, because he had that birthmark. Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then his sister was. I can't remember her name. Like the names are so. The funny part is how
Hannah?
It rearranges it. No, it was Sam.
Sam, that's the one.
Yeah, it was funny because when Sam and Gary were younger, they ended up doing it in the bathroom, and then she, they're there doing the pub crawl, and she goes to meet her brother, and then Gary follows her to the bathroom. She's like, and then he's like, "Give me the look," and she's like, "What look?"
Yeah. He's like, "I just said I had to go to the bathroom."
Yeah, I thought that was on the sign or whatever. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But well, I don't know what else. What else do you guys want to spoil for the thing? I don't know. It reminded me. I'm sure they were going for it. The invasion of the body snatchers.
Yeah, I agree. I liked how. Well, I don't know. I kind of didn't like how easy it was for them to. Well, I mean, Andy through the whole movie kept telling. I was gonna say Sean Penn, Simon Pegg. Wow. He kept telling Simon Pegg. That it was pointless to argue with him because he was never going to be wrong. He was never going to be wrong, and pretty much, And then at the end, that whole thing came back because they were arguing with the higher being or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, it's pointless to argue with you," and I was like, it came back, and I was like, it's not very good. Yeah. I don't know if I like that or not.
No, I was also going to say I like that part where. Was it the Beast? He has that car, and it was like
the same car from like what? It was a 96?
No, it's like a 1990 or 1989.
86 maybe. I don't know. It was an 8. Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah.
It was an 80s vehicle, but it was like the first vehicle that guy had.
It was like an old Ford or something like that.
No, I thought it was like a BMW or something.
I thought it was like a Ford.
Or like a Mercedes or something, because he worked. I thought it was a BMW because I thought he worked with his dad at that dealership.
They sold Audis.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was like one of those.
I thought it. I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't even remember actually. Okay.
But either way, though, it was whoever's first vehicle that he had sold, right? I thought.
Yeah, it was the first one that he had ever gotten from him.
Was it? Who was it? Was it, what's his name? Oliver or whatever that sold it?
It was Peter.
Oh.
Peter was the one that sold Simon Pegg the car.
Oh, that's right. And then, what's his name was, Oliver. Is it Oliver? I can't remember their names because I'm pretty sure.
Oliver was the realtor.
Yes, the realtor. That's right.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to remember because Nick Frost's character Andy was the businessman. I don't think they said.
He was a lawyer.
Was he a lawyer?
Andy? He said he was a corporate man.
Yeah, I thought he was a lawyer because it had his name. It was like whatever and whatever.
Oh, you're right. Whatever, whoever, and whatever. Like three. I don't know.
Oh, I'm like sure
Like firms. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so it was pretty much like a law firm. But either way, though, I like that part where they get pulled over, and then and then Simon Pegg's character gives the police officer Peter's name, and then what was it? So they're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, it's under. They're gonna cross-check the license plate with the name, and it's not gonna come up correct. And then he's like, no, I never switched the ownership. So
Yeah. He was like, but I've moved 3 times. That was funny.
And then what was it when? The reason why they got pulled over was because of the tail light. And then when they find out what's happening in the town, they're going to leave. And then they're like, no, you can't leave because of the tail light. And they're like, well, what does it matter? He's like, you can't get any more points on Peter's license. Mm-hmm. That's funny. For some reason, that was a big deal all of a sudden. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it had its funny moments in the movie. And I also liked how the first one they went to, they're like, oh, man, it's so, like corporate, or, you know, and then they go to the second one, it's going to be totally different. They go to the second one, it's exactly the same bar, same style bar, you know, and so that was hilarious.
That was terrible. I liked, what was it?
I liked, what was it?
When Sam meets the twins, and then, what is it, Simon Pegg beats him up and throws him through the fence or whatever, and then that one twin comes back and she's got the legs on her arms. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the funny part is I was like, how did that happen?
I have no idea. Well, because they're able to reassemble themselves unless they've been so damaged that they can't. So I guess, you know, I don't know, that's it.
Yeah, I thought that was funny though, because Simon Pegg's character Gary, he's going to rescue Sam pretty much, and she's on the ground. And you think he's gonna pick her up, and he's like, "No, can I get a cigarette?" Because cigarettes were next to her on the ground. He's like, "Oh, sorry." That was funny. And then I don't know. I liked how they had Pierce Brosnan in the movie, but like his character was really short. Like, and like you said, it kind of gets appears randomly. But I don't know what else. What else you guys want to spoil here? Anything? Well, then I'm going to jump to the end as to why we didn't like it. Sherry, go ahead. Why didn't you like? Huh?
Yeah, as to why we didn't like the ending. I'm not going to jump. I'm just going to jump to the end of why we didn't like it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Why we did not like the ending to the film? We enjoyed the majority of the film, but the ending was not up to par, I guess. Sherry, why do you think that is?
I didn't like it because I don't feel like... I don't know. I kind of thought they were going to end up together. Like, I didn't think... I don't know. The aliens were like, oh, man, we were the ones that did all this stuff, and that's how you were able to communicate and do all that stuff. But you're telling me that out of all that stuff, we weren't able to catch on anything? Because all of a sudden, all the communication was knocked out, the internet, pretty much everything was knocked out. And I was like, you can't tell me that everything was done by them. I don't know. I mean, obviously it wasn't realistic. It was a movie, but I don't know. It was unrealistic on a different level.
Josh is yawning. So.
I thought the ending was good up until they went into the explanation of what happened to Gary King. That's the only part I didn't like. Was where pretty much he went back to like, what is it, New Haven for no reason other than to try to finish the pub crawl, even though there's not really anything.
See, the thing was, I was confused by that because I didn't know where he was because everything was destroyed already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I thought was kind of weird though. Was that it showed the entire city like completely gone, like it was wiped out, but yet the pubs and all that were still there. But I don't know.
I don't know, because the thing is, I liked how it made sense that the mothership or whatever, the robots left, and then the remaining robots stayed behind, and obviously they rebooted or whatever, and they really had nothing to do, you know? So that kind of made sense, but the thing is, though, too, you figured that they would have, like, had them rebuild, you know, stuff like that. And I also liked how, what's his name? The O guy. Oliver. I keep forgetting the name.
I don't know how you can even forget the name.
Well, I thought it was funny how Oliver had he lost his head, and so he had like a soccer ball like to fill the rest of it with eyes, and he kept running into stuff. I thought that was funny, but also I don't know. I didn't mind how they went on to talk about what happened to Gary King, but the thing is, though, I would have preferred like a Mad Max like Beyond the Thunderdome ending, where it kind of shows him walking like the path, like in the desert kind of thing, with like the wind blowing and his duster or whatever. You know what I mean? I think that would have been better rather than how they ended it with at the bar. I think that would have been a lot cooler, I guess. But also, I don't know. It kind of did remind me of like almost like Escape from LA kind of ending, but also like a Mad Max type of ending as well. You know what I mean? Because they lost all the power to the stuff. Everything was kind of destroyed, and they were pretty much kind of rebuilding. But I also thought it was funny how that Cornetto rapper was on the fence line. He's like, oh, like he was trying to grab it, or Nick Frost was trying to grab it. I'm like, ooh. But I don't know, Sherry. How do you think the movie should have ended? Like, should it have ended as they kind of drove off and they watched the whole thing kind of on fire, or should, what do you think?
Yeah, I would have liked for it to just, like, go on and that town was destroyed. Like, that was it. There was no going back, and there was kind of, like, because that really would have symbolized the end of that part of life, you know? And then, I don't know, I don't think it should have ended with
the whole world.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that would make more sense as far as, like, character arc, you know what I mean? That's the end of that journey, or that chapter. Mm-hmm. And then he flips his scarf over his shoulder. Josh, what do you think?
They should have ended like the thing where all of them were sitting on the hill watching it, and then like, you just hear like the little beat in the background, dun, dun, and then you just face to black.
And they're gonna have their bottle of what was it, whiskey or something, or Jack Daniels? Yeah.
Well, Jack Daniels is whiskey.
I know. I just thought about it after the fact. I was thinking tequila. I don't know why.
Yes, tequila.
That would have been funny if they did end it like that. That would have been great. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't.
I don't know, because like the ending was fine. I just didn't like the very, very end of it, because like the whole like civilizations gotta like come back together and all that, just fine. But what doesn't make sense to me though is how they're like, oh, now there's no communications at all. Like, you can rebuild. Like, it's not that hard.
Well, yeah, I guess there is a flaw in that whole thing about how they lost all communications, because we did have communications, because they said, oh, haven't you noticed in the past 20 years a giant leap in technology?
Yeah.
But we
still had phones.
Yeah, I know, we had everything beforehand.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how all of a sudden when they left, everything was taken. What the fuck?
I know, it's funny.
Makes sense.
You could have just went to the library and started rebuilding stuff. Like, oh, there's our phone. Like, you just have to go back to landline and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess we're all in agreement that. Excuse me, I keep burping. I guess we're all in agreement that final, like, that very, very final scene, I guess, didn't really need to be in there, I don't know, I guess they're kind of going for that upbeat ending, but I don't know, I guess I don't know. Like I said, it just didn't seem to fit. So we're ready then, so any thoughts? Because they said this film was the end, the trilogy to was it Cornetto Trilogy? Like, do you think they should make another one in an attempt to, I don't know. Do you think they would, or they, The funny part is, I think they should have went with, like, the Dead trilogy, you know what I mean, rather than Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and then this one. I think that would have made more sense as an homage to George Romero. Any thoughts?
George Romero didn't just focus on just zombie movies.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, as far as, like, that little trilogy with Shaun of the Dead starting,
Because pretty much, was it Shaun of the Dead is, like, it's, like, Dawn of the Dead, and then this one is kind of like the Crazies,
All right. Well, any thoughts on this film?
What do you mean? I already gave my thoughts.
Any other closing thoughts? Any other?
I'm good. Should watch it.
Good movie.
Watch it. Jeez.
All right. So, well, I was gonna actually get to that. The recommendation, the theater, DVD. You know. No, Sherry, what do you think? Well, should you watch it in a theater since it's still currently in theaters, or should you just wait for rental?
I don't think you really get anything extra out of the theater, other than the sound quality, seeing it on the big screen. But otherwise, I'd say you're pretty good just waiting for it.
Gosh.
These all don't wait, go see it now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good movie to see in the theater.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad movie to watch in the theater, because I'm trying to pick a film to watch. You know, I was like, oh, I go for the comedy, you know what I mean? And this was the one, so... Yeah, I agree. Like, you can watch it, I don't know, you can watch it in the theater or for rental, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, the experience doesn't really change, other than, obviously, one is on a bigger screen than the other. Alright, so there we go. Obviously, it's not open and weekend anymore, so we can't really go for care, you know, say that. But, alright. So, yeah, like and subscribe on iTunes under the Movie Trio Podcast. We're also at the Movie Trio on gmail.com. We're also on Facebook under the Movie Trio Podcast. We're also on Twitter at the Movie Trio. And, yeah, like I said, you can like, recommend, subscribe on any of those social media formats. You can also refer to the episode information box to refer back to any of those if you need to look, write down, copy, share with anybody else. So, like I said, share with friends and family. It can be a stocking stuffer.
Stocking stubber.
Yeah, stocking stuffer. And then,
Printable snipper.
It's all principal snipper. It's like skipper.
Printable skipper.
Alright. So, yeah, for the review of The World's End and the Movie Trio, I am Dana.
I'm Sherry.
I'm Josh.
So, yeah, you're already falling asleep already. But, alright, so, yeah. See everybody later.
So it's not hip hop, it's electro.